Hey everybody, it's Dr. Avril with your message today. I'm recording my message today in my office at on campus. As you know, I am an assistant principal at an elementary school here in Dallas ISD. And I'm here because today's message is pretty much about what we do for a living. So Brian Tracy said, happiness comes when you believe in what you're doing, when you know what you're doing, and you love what you're doing. And so I thought that it would be appropriate for me to make this message here on campus because I'm in the place where I spend my, my Monday through Friday. And I love the work that I do here. I do. Um, I love engaging in the process of teaching and learning. I love teaching. I love learning. I love sharing what I've learned. I love supporting teachers in being the best that they can possibly be in teaching. And I love sharing my love of learning. People ask me, why did I become a teacher? That's why I became a teacher, because I love learning. I love school. I love that process of discovery. And as a teacher, I enthusiastically shared my love with others. I wanted students to just love, to be in love with growth and development and discovery and finding out who they were and who they wanted to be and how they wanted to move in the world. And um, as they as I learned a lot of things about social emotional wellness, I immediately wanted to pass that on to my students because I didn't want them to have to live a life into adulthood where they had to wait until they were in their 30s to discover some things that could lighten their load. Bothers me to no end to see a sad child because I think that they should be so innocent about life. I enjoyed innocence for a long time. Some people call it naivete, being naive, but it's with knowledge and with information comes responsibility that sometimes weighs you down. And so when we think about this concept of choosing joy, you know, choosing joy, it's despite my knowledge of the darkness in the world, I still choose to be a source of light. And so when I think about what it is I love doing, it's just that. I love being a source of light and of joy and of happiness, of being able to tell people how to lighten their loads and how to enjoy life more because life is a gift. This life that we have is a gift and we only get one. And so when we think about the jobs that we choose or the careers that we choose or the things that we choose to do, we should choose well. We should choose things that we love and we should choose things that we know how to do. And we should spend time learning, what our passion and our purpose is. And I had a person, one of my coworkers, come and visit me this week, and he said, Dr. E, this is your purpose. We are right now at that point of possibly becoming principals of our own schools. He said, this is your purpose. And I heard him, and I appreciated that. He said, you're one of the most competent administrators that I know, and I appreciated that compliment. But you have to know for yourself. All too often people will tell you, and when you read the email today, I reflect on the fact that people have always said, you're so smart, you're so smart, you should be doing, you're so this, you should be doing. And too often we'll fall into the trap of becoming what other people want for us, not necessarily what we want for ourselves. So I got 3 questions for you today as you reflect on the job that you do. And particularly if you feel like you're in a season of change where you have an opportunity to do something different. So, question number 1, what do you love about your job? Make a list of the things that you love about your job. Conversely, what are the things you hate about your job? Because oftentimes when I talk about being an administrator, it's like so much about it I love. I can tell you the things that I love, and you'll see my eyes light up when I talk about it. But then there's a lot of part of it that doesn't necessarily sit right with me, doesn't gel well with my deep seated beliefs about how we should engage with each other as people, my beliefs about relationships and our real purpose in life. Like, just take it out of the business realm of being in a school, which is a business, the business of educating kids. My deep-seated beliefs about how we should relate to each other and how we should be in relationship with each other. When I just think about who I am as a person and the work that I dedicate myself to. Like, I spent 4 years working on my dissertation, and I believe it with um, every atom in my body. Um, Caring relationships and the role that those play in our everyday life and the power that they have to make our existence in the world meaningful and enjoyable. The power that relationships we have with ourselves and the relationships we have with others, the power that those relationships have at making our lives more meaningful and more enjoyable. I believe in it with all my heart, and there are parts of my job that are not in alignment with that. And I struggle with that, y'all. I struggle with that a lot. And so the third question is, what do you plan to do about it? The things you love about your job, the things you hate about your job, and what do you plan to do about it? Because I do know this to be true. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always got. If you want to get something different, you got to be committed to doing something different. And that means that there's going to be some fear associated with it, a little anxiety, because there's unknown. And I'm going to tell you, I struggle with the unknown. I struggle with it, and anybody who does, who can embrace struggling with the unknown, you try to learn from the past, you try to pro and con it, you try to be strategic about it, you try to plan because you're trying to manipulate the results. And life really isn't that clean. Life isn't that clean. You got to have some faith and some hope. You got to do things in love. Got to hope for the best and be okay with whatever happens. Really, be okay with whatever happens. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to be making a list of what I love about my job, what I hate about my job, and what do I plan to do about it. And I hope that you do the same, and that you find some wisdom, knowledge from my experience that I share in today's email. The virtue of the week is determination. So read that virtue and see, reflect on your practice of determination. Uh, the song of the day is from In Vogue, Part of Me, throwback. In Vogue was a wonderful group, so I think that that's a beautiful song. Um, how to let go of some things that aren't serving you well. That's in our healthy habits section. So enjoy the email today. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Monday. Make it magnificent and marvelous. Choose joy. Be joy. Spread joy. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Um, Live in your purpose and your passion. Love what you do. Find something to love about what it is you do. And if that's a struggle, then I would advise that you find something else to do. All right? Everybody take care.